Hey there, my name is Bini Kanungo or Bini Kanungo. I am currently a sales engineer at a software company called Ascent Compliance. I graduated maybe about 3, 4 years ago from Carleton University, and I was a Student Works alum. I did Student Works painting from where I was an operator. I want to say in the years 2000 or I guess calendar year 2012 and 2013. And then I think I may have helped recruit a little bit the year following. But yeah, so it's been a few years out of student works, now in the professional world. And goodness gracious, there are so many things that student works did for me while I was still in university, while I was still very new in university. That's just paid dividends over and over and over again. Just to maybe start things off, when I first started in school, I was a pretty introverted, or just in general, I am a very introverted person, more reserved, and more so back then. But I always thought I could do a little bit more. And Student Works provided this opportunity to do maybe a little bit more. And I was in a business major. I was doing a Bachelor of Commerce with a concentration in international business. And so along came this opportunity to maybe run a business. And what did I know? Some university kid, first year to I don't really know much about anything. And then this program came along that essentially gave me all the fundamental skills required to know about managing employees, managing expenses, looking for leads, doing sales, and just learning about painting as well. That's something that I knew nothing about, but then you learn the skill along the way. And the time I spent doing that was something that again I've experienced the dividends from over and over and over again. First off, from maybe the work ethic that it gave me. So having to be very diligent when you're still in university and you finally have the freedom to party a lot, to actually go out and reach out to potential prospects and to find leads. It takes a lot of work, especially when it's maybe minus 30 outside at night. It can be difficult, but it's so necessary for the success of the business and just for your own personal investment. And that's something that I've taken with me. So now, whenever I find myself in a tough spot, I remember that if I had the grit to be able to go out and go through the snow in whatever temperatures and find prospects at times that maybe I would have rather have not, that I could get through whatever issue I'm experiencing now, and that's something that's forever going to be useful. The time management skills too that I was able to gain, having to manage employees that I had to that I had to be able to keep track of, to manage all the different schedules or production schedules I had, marketing times I had. That's something, time management. Given that as you get older, as you get involved with more things, you just get busier and busier. And so knowing how to manage your time better is something that, at least for me anyways, turned out to be extremely important. And I owe a lot to that, to the time I spent at Student Works and the experiences I had there. I think the biggest thing for me personally that I got out of the entire program was something that was more around soft skills. So again, I was more of an introverted, more of a reserved person. But then through Student Works, you're kind of thrown into a situation where you have to be speaking to new customers, otherwise you're not going to get sales, and you have to be able to speak to potential painters and to people to market with you. And so that took quite a bit for me to kind of get out of my shell, to be able to be able to sell something that I never actually done before to people, and to be able to get my peers to work for me and work with me to grow the business. And I kind of found that people were actually extremely accepting of me. So they were not really mean; they were very kind. I'm sure people have heard it before, but typically when people are having a bad day, or rather, if people are really mean or nasty towards you, it typically isn't a reflection of you. It's more so a reflection of them. And so came to learn that pretty quick, and never really had to apply that much. I think throughout my all the times I ever went cold calling with the Student Works painting, I think it was only one time that I could ever remember that a person wasn't so nice at the door, and it was honestly pretty funny in retrospect. But anyways, just being able to get more comfortable in my skin and be more comfortable with respect to how I knew I was being perceived by those that I was approaching is something that's been so helpful. And so while in school, while doing Student Works, again, that had quite a bit of success just in being able to sell business. But even while in school, it gave me the confidence to get involved with case competitions, with clubs and other initiatives that otherwise I might not have had the confidence to do, let alone from a personality perspective. But even just the confidence in knowing that I was capable of something might not have been as natural as if I had not done Student Works beforehand. Because with Student Works, you're running a business while you're still a university student. So you're managing sometimes a full-time schedule or part-time schedules for some people. And even still, that's difficult to do. And so all of a sudden, when you find that you're no longer doing student works, then now you have all this time, but still that same work ethic and drive to do more that you had before, which will allow you to do even more and grow yourselves even further, or at least that's the experience that I had. And then once I was out of school, and by the way, when I got out of school, because of all the things that I was doing in school, which honestly I have to attribute to the trampoline that Student Works gave me to kind of leap up and reach my potential. I was asked to be one of those faces that you saw on billboards and around the cities, on buses and whatnot. And I had one person, actually, a colleague, she was playing Candy Crush on her phone, and I interrupted her game via an ad to talk about Carlton. And so first of all, you get a little bit of fun things out of that, maybe because of the exposure that you got in school, based upon the confidence that you had based from what you gained at Student Works. But then once I got into the professional world, I work in software sales, so I'm essentially the technical salesperson. I'm a sales engineer for a company called Ascent Compliance. We're the global leader in supply chain data management, and being able to speak to the solution that I have, or that the company is providing, to all levels of people, whether it be the C-suite, all the way down to, say, an engineer, is something that I again tribute to being able to speak to so many different types of people, or customers at Student Works, and also being able to build rapport with these same types of people have been it has been, again, something that entirely just came right out of Student Works as well. There's so many things that I could say that came out of the program that would have me recommend it really to anybody that has the drive and the ambition to do more than what they're doing right now. I'll also be very transparent. It's not easy necessarily either to just go through the program and succeed. You really have to work at it. You have to do some things that might not be comfortable for you at the beginning, but you have to recognize it as an investment towards your future, which again may sound very stereotypical, but it really is something that's true, where the time you'll put in now is something that you're going to reap the benefits from later. And let alone the professional and social growth I had. But I love to travel as well, and I've had the opportunity through work to be able to go and be the main person to go to places like California, Chicago, all throughout North America, to be able to present what I present and reap all the benefits of checking out all these really cool places. And so put in if you're interested in, again, learning a little bit more about what you're capable of around running a business, and the whole painting side. I mean, that's a big part of it, and I'm happy that I can now paint anything I ever need to. But that's honestly just another side effect of something, or a byproduct of the program. It's really the personal development and the leadership skills that you get out of it that I personally thought to be most effective, and that are reaping its benefits time and time again. So good luck to all of you. If you're seeing this and you want to reach out to somebody that's done it, find me on LinkedIn. My name is Bini Kanungo. More than happy to talk a little bit about my experience and kind of walk you through what you might have to expect. Anyways, in the meantime, though, take care.